That one. I'm live. Oh, that's a good idea. Somebody knows this algorithm better than me. What's good, everybody? This is Rama from Our Stop Shop. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? If you in here, put a one so I can see who's in for the fun. If you're in the live in any of these lives, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, put a one so I can see who's in the room with us. Let's get it. Let's get it. Giving everybody a minute to get in. I'm so happy to spend this awesome Monday with you guys. Um, Putting in tons of work. I do apologize. We are a couple of minutes late. We are fresh off the road. Where's the other phone? Where's the flip one? Okay, good. Keep it on you. So, hey. Awesome. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Um, I'm glad to have everybody join us for this Money Monday live. Today is live. Leave it open. Uh, this Money Monday, we are going to be hopping in to building sustainably. We're going to be hopping into building sustainably. Before I get started, I just want to announce to all the awesome social media community, as well as just all of our extended business and Black empowerment community. Today, the vendor raffle for the Bad Black Market, which is happening this Saturday and Sunday, is officially live. You have the ability to participate in one or both days vendor raffle. Um, by purchasing tickets through the link in our bios. The vendor raffles values are somewhere around $1,600 total for the for the vendor raffle transpiring on Saturday, and it is somewhere around $1,300 value total for the vendor raffle happening on Sunday. It is so many dope items included within the raffle, from education to books to resources to couple massages. I was just talking to somebody about that, to personal one-on-one shooting, gun range shooting lessons with point blank firearms, to a wide variety of other items, both for men, women, and unisex. So everybody has something super amazing that they can benefit from participating in the vendor raffle. Also, all funds raised from the vendor raffle, 25% of those funds will be donated to the Black owned nonprofits that are participating in the Bad Black Market over the course of that weekend. So it'll be a great way to also contribute to those organizations that are doing a lot of work within our community and struggle to get the funding that they truly need. Awesome part about the online version of the vendor raffle is you can participate from anywhere within the United States. So all the items that can be shipped, that make up the prizes, are capable of being sent to anybody that opts to participate in the online version. That opts to participate in purchasing a ticket for the vendor raffle online. We already had people purchase tickets for not only Saturday's vendor raffle, but also Sunday's vendor raffle. So don't miss your opportunity to win all the amazing prizes, which just brings me to the second thing. This weekend, guys, the Bad Black Market is officially here. Woo! I'm so excited. Today we went to go put the banners up for the Bad Black Market at the NC State Fairgrounds. If you check out stories on Facebook, Instagram, you'll see images from that in the stories. This go round, we also put a banner up right at the entrance gate, so you know exactly where you're supposed to be. If you hit the entrance gate and you see the huge 9-foot by 5-foot banner talking about the Bad Black Market. So we're super excited about that. Just a reminder, Masks are required for entry, so are temperature checks. To enter and participate, stay within the facility, we'll have hand sanitizer stations at the end of every aisle. We will have tons of event staff and volunteers just trying to make sure we maintain order, social distancing, and all the precautions to make sure this can be a fun and exciting event for everybody to participate in safely. Right. So we're super, super excited about all of that. Make sure you come out and support the 400 different Black businesses that are participating over the course of that weekend. The event days are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both Saturday, August 14th, and Sunday, August 15th. It is a free admission event, so anybody can come, all ages, all groups. We don't care. If you need a way to get out, come support, buy Black, learn about some resources, opportunities, yada, yada, yada. This is the event you want to be at. If you are looking for resources and you're trying to support more Black providers of these services, this is the event you want to be at. We're super excited. We were even able to pull in an insurance provider who specializes in helping entrepreneurs get life insurance for low to no money out of pocket. So make sure you guys even stop past that booth, because they'll be there the last day you have to register for life insurance. I mean, not life insurance, health insurance. I'm sorry about that. Health insurance, to make sure you get registered and you make sure you're covered literally within 2 weeks after that. So we're super excited about that as well. Yeah. So given the fact that the Bad Black market is happening this weekend, today's topic is about building sustainably. The Bad Black market, out where it varies from a lot of other um vendor kind of events, is trade show style, but more importantly, it is focused on equipping and empowering the Black business community to be able to make any economic progression, any business progression, and grow sustainably. That is really what the premise of this is about, right? So it's not just about helping you generate some money from the traffic and the marketing that we do in that weekend. It's about you being able to get the types of leads that allow for your business to grow, that allow for you to see sales in between the events without you having to be affiliated to a Buy Black market, without you having to be affiliated to our stop shop. We try our hardest through automation, as much automation as possible, to equip every entrepreneur who participates or signs up and finalizes as a vendor for our Buy Black market with resources, with information, with tools, with education, so that they can utilize the information we equip them with and be able to execute effectively in an independent nature to continue to build on the progress or the economic growth or the sales or the revenue they are able to generate from these spaces we put them in, but also to be able to do more business to business relationship development, right? A lot of our vendors, we look for as many ways as possible to be able to support them for things that we do, but also to be able to direct other businesses and entrepreneurs to them for the resources or the services or the products that they supply, in a number of different ways. So when we talk about building sustainably, it's about figuring out how to not just make the quick buck or get the instant gratification. It's to figure out how to allow for this to be continuous, right? Figure out how to make this revenue source an ongoing revenue source, right? So a prime example is going to be the difference between flipping a house and being a landlord of a house, right? What's the prime? That's a perfect example. While flipping a house can be lucrative, you might invest in that house for $100,000, right? And once you do whatever you do to it in that short period of time, you may be able to sell that house for $200,000, right? So you made money. You made a nice little chunk of money from flipping the house, right? But you have to continue to do that to maintain that revenue. Meanwhile, if you are the landlord of the house, you may make a one-time investment into buying the property. Granted, there's going to be maintenance, things like this, but guess what's going to happen? You're going to be able to cash flow that property. So you may put $100,000 in that house, but you may be able to earn $2,000 or $3,000 in rent from that house every month for as long as you own it. So, at some point, you're going to make the initial money you invested in the house back, Plus, you're going to be able to start to have an ongoing income source from it. We do this in a lot of stuff. We do this in stocks. We do this in real estate. We do this in vending, alternative vending machines. We do it through a lot of different methods. But for us, the most important thing is making sure it can happen with or without us being there front and center every single day to make it happen. And so how do we do that? How are we even able to do that with things like the buy black market? Well, if you notice, that entire process is done from beginning to end online. You do not have to talk to anybody connected to our stop shop. A lot of our confirmed vendors don't even know who we are, especially if they're not the type of people to check their email or read their emails or engage on the notices that go out in between vendor stuff, right? This prime example, this live, we send out a notice every Monday notifying our entire email list about these lives to let them know, hey, we're about to share some tips with you. We're about to share some resources with you. We're about to give you some information. And a lot of them are oblivious to the fact that they exist even now, right? Because it's automated, because it's a process that at this point we've streamlined and we're like, all right, this is what we're going to cover this week. All right, this is, and then it's saved. So then it's compiled. It's a compilation of it on our YouTube, or it's a compilation of it in our IG lives, or it's a compilation of it in our Facebook videos, right? And so little stuff like that automated process works in our favor. Or these shirts, right? I don't know if this shirt is currently for sale, but even these shirts, right? Almost every single shirt that you see us wearing, it can be purchased online without ever coming in contact with us from beginning to end. For us, if you purchase it online, you don't purchase from our active inventory, you purchase from our almost drop, it's the equivalent of drop shipping. It's from our drop shipping database, right? So you place your order, they tell you the price is set based on their overhead and yada yada yada. No matter what the volume is, you put in all your information, they take the order, they process the request, they send it to their people who print it, who do all the modifications. After it's printed, after it's proofed and printed, they ship it out to you. It gets delivered to your doorstep, and they notify us that we have a payment sitting. So the automation process, it allows from beginning to end for what you need to have met by us without you actually having to depend on us physically going through the process. What's another prime example of it? My best friend, who is also the event photographer for this Buy Black Market, right? He came down here. One of the things we talked about today, I said, we got to get your brokerage. We got to get your first brokerage account open. We got to get that entire portfolio set up for you. And so we were discussing some stocks, things like that. I sent him the link to sign up just to get his feet wet. They're going to give him a free stock. I actually sent him the link to sign up for two different brokerage accounts, right? So one brokerage account is going to give him one free stock for signing up. The other brokerage account is going to give him two free stocks for signing up, right? There are benefits, there are pros and cons to both of them in their own rights. But most importantly, he's now going to have a starter portfolio where he's going to be able to see money be made on his behalf. Now, the second step to that process is it's going to pay me. It's going to pay me just for referring them to it. Did I refer him to it just to receive the payment of a free stock? No, I didn't. I referred him to it because if you're making money and you're spending money, you should definitely have money being working for you without you having to check in on it, micromanage it by investing, right? So that's one of the ways we were able to automate. Everybody has the ability to click on those links and from the link in our bio. And sign up for those brokerage for portfolios and earn some free stock just for signing up, right? And we also have the ability to get the kickback, the little one stock reward as a result of putting you onto it. But automated, it's an automated process, and that's the most important part about it. It's a number of things. It's our free masterclass at this point. Even sharing information with the community in our business we have streamlined the process. We did the live course. We still do the live course monthly, but we did the live course the first time and the second time, and we recorded them. Once we recorded them, we assessed which one was in the best interest to represent. That's, yes, it's also called passive income. You are most definitely correct about that. So the other aspect to it, free masterclass. Free masterclass is out 11 generating and money saving hacks masterclass. It's about a 1 hour class, right? Anybody has the ability to attend. We did it as a rollout to equip, educate, and bridge that gap with helping people within our community to become aware of what they may not know that they don't know in some movement area of life, right? We rolled it out, and it's cool to be able to offer it live to allow people to ask any of their questions right on the spot, yada, yada, yada. But it's super important to make sure we can catch those people who don't get around to doing self development stuff or self improvement stuff to the middle of the night on a Wednesday night, 2 o'clock in the morning, once everything has dialed down, their day off, which is graveyard shifts, or while they're working, those second shift jobs or something like that, right? um our free masterclass is a prime example about that ability to scale and grow. Why? Because people have the ability to go from beginning to end of that free masterclass without ever engaging with us. They have the ability to be targeted by an ad, right? That tells you exactly what benefits it's going to add to you. They have the ability to sign up for it. They have the ability to have that flexibility to say, I want to view the recording or I want to go attend it live. From there, they also have the ability to get that recording sent to them within like 48 hours, or they have the ability to enroll in the live course right then and there, right? Never talked to us, never dealt with us. They're not going to figure out who we are until they either attend the live course or they review the recording. That's the first time you see us. Why? Because it's not necessary for you to see us for what you need for you to acquire the information you require. You're trying to receive from us, right? So it's like building sustainably is about being able to build on that momentum. Now, typically, people who actually take heed to the information with the free masterclass, guess what they're doing? If they genuinely take heed to it, they're ready to execute at an even higher level. So more often than not, they're trying to figure out, well, what other information can I acquire, right? So as a part of the automated process, you're going to get exposed to I'll Get Your Life course. And I'll Get Your Life course is not free, but it rolls out a plethora of resources for you. It rolls out a plethora of information for you. It's going to give you access to a community where it's like you do have to make the time to learn because it's live. It's 5, 6 hours. But at this point, you understand the value of attending live. You understand getting answers to the things you don't know is even more imperative once you're at that level, right? Once you're at that high level of learning that comes with the Get Your Life course, right? But even before you get there, everything is done. You're receiving the emails about it. You're able to purchase it. You're able to finalize your date based on availability and scheduling, lack of scheduling conflicts, all these things, right? So, and then you're also being equipped with tools along the way that you're executing on while you wait for whenever your date comes. Now, mind you, we find out based on who shows up. This entire time, we haven't answered no questions personally. Nobody slid in our DM to find out about it. Nobody had to correspond with us verbally. They didn't have to call, they didn't have to text, they didn't have to inbox to find out what the price was, what the times were, when the availability was, when we're doing it again. All of this stuff is laid out extensively in a place where whether it's 12 at night or 11 in the afternoon, 11 in the morning, or 5 in the afternoon, or even right now while we're in the middle of this live, they can get the answers to every question. They can execute on every single step of the process. And building sustainably, to some extent, it requires that. It requires you not having to be dependent on, right? Because it's only 24 hours in a day, it's only 7 days in a week. There are only so many hours you can work if you're going to prioritize making sure you rest, if you're going to prioritize making sure you eat, if you're going to prioritize making sure you exercise, if you're going to prioritize making sure you wash, right? All of those things take time from you. So, how much can you do if everybody is moving on different clocks, or if everybody is in a different time zone? For you that may not know, I'm Nigerian. Nigeria is 6 hours ahead of us, right? So my family is Nigerian. My dad is literally in Nigeria. So guess what ends up happening? Not always are people who are taking heed to what my company does, what we offer, are people in the United States. Not always are people taking heed to what we have going on in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, or even on this continent. So it becomes necessary for something to be able to bridge the gap. So my dad ain't calling me What time is it now? It's 7 o'clock. So he ain't calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning his time just to get an answer to this question. Or so I'm not responding at 2 o'clock in the morning for him just to find out the next step or more information about it. It requires for me to be able to answer all questions before people even think to ask them, right? And so building sustainably more than anything requires for whatever your process is, whatever your end goal is for, or whatever your purpose is of that thing, to be able to serve that purpose without you having to micromanage it or look over the shoulders. How many people, here's a prime example of it. How many people, hey, Miss Mastic, how many people have ever worked a job, even if it was short term? How many people have ever worked any type of job, whether you were a teenager, whether now, whether previously, and you don't work there anymore, or whether you're currently going through that thing, right? How many people have ever worked somewhere where there was a person that gave you a responsibility and they still looked over and they was double checking you, or they were asking what you were doing, or they were trying to figure out how you were getting it done while you were getting it done? Put a two in the chat if you have ever been in a position. It might have been a gig, it might have even been in your business where you had a client, they put in a request for you, and then every step of the way they're trying to figure out exactly how you're getting it done for them. Put a two in the chat if you have ever been in that situation, or you ever worked a job and your boss gave you a task like, hey, I need you to um I don't know. I need you to make sure all of these papers or all of these emails get sent out, or make sure that this is locked before it goes. And then they still are following up, double question, like pretty much looking over your shoulder to some extent. It doesn't have to be physical; it can be a metaphorical looking over your shoulder. Or they have questions about every step of the way to make sure you're doing it exactly how they want it, based on what they you in that moment, right? Here's the reason behind me saying that. In that moment, they should have just did it themselves. Cause all of the time and energy they put into micromanaging you do it eradicated the need for you to do it. Unless it was a situation where you literally was the able body to be able to do what they needed done, right? Right. They physically could not lift it. They did not have the actual talent to be able to draw that line, or the vision. You get what I'm saying? In those moments, then it automatically forces you to have to kind of be micromanaged to that extent. But in most cases, that's not the situation. In most cases, it's not a situation where you're literally um acting as an extension of them. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So in those cases, it's like you're acting as an extension of them, but 99% of the time, you are not acting as an extension of that person. 99% of the time, those people are not trusting you to have the ability to do what you need to do for scalability on their behalf. And in those moments, it now becomes a situation where you have to assess, especially if it's in your own business, where you have to assess, well, do I want to be in control of it's so awesome. We had an awesome dinner last week. It was truly phenomenal, with some boss ladies. Y'all have the ability to support every single one of them this weekend at the Bad Black Market. Dream Dream City Scents, Chase the Bag Clothing, Miss E's Creations, Miss Mastic, crystals, and more. I'm sorry. I really went through the biggest brain fart just now. My bad, y'all. All four of them will be vendors at the Buy Black Market, but I had this truly phenomenal, awesome dinner with them. And here's the most amazing part about it, right? All of them are bosses in their own right. They all do very dynamic, very amazing things. And the reason why I'm saying this is, right, a lot of them are doing it all, especially one of the entrepreneurs that couldn't make it, that I truly rock with. um a lot of them are doing it all themselves, and so here's the struggle with that. It makes it hard to um avail for scaling. And so one of the examples, and all of them aren't exclusively doing it themselves, a lot of them are growing, they're elevating, all these things. So I don't want to make it seem that type of way either, but there was something that I said, and it was the hardest reality we had to come to, and it's a constant struggle that everybody goes through, especially if you got in a business, um especially if you got in a business to meet an immediate need, like needing to be able to, you lost your job, or you need to supplement your income to be able to afford something, or you're just trying to survive, right? In those moments, you're just executing to get it done. But in a place, you get to a place in business where you truly start to think about legacy, where you truly start to think about it being able to outlive you. And in those moments, it becomes necessary for you to really assess that micromanager thing. Like, only way it can be done is if I do it myself, or I need to be able to get more done in less time. And I have to trust that who I've done the work to believe has the capacity to do this will do this. And give time to let the theory play out, right? You got to put on your scientific hat. You got a hypothesis. You believe this person has the ability to do this job to this extent based on what you desire and based on what you need. And it may turn out that they do have the ability to do it. If it turns out that they don't, well, guess what? Your theory was proven wrong, and you just got to go back to the drawing board and restructure your experiment. But worst case scenario, I promise you, most of the time, your theory is proven right. And that is required. It requires for you to allow for yourself to say, all right, I'm going to give myself and my goal the space to grow. And giving those things the space to grow requires also pulling back the reins on how much of it you have to get done, because there's only so much time, and you can only be stretched so thin, and you can only undo or repeat the same part of the process so many times before it stifles your ability to get other tasks done, right? Exactly. That, ooh, wow, needed this. Yeah, that self, the hardest thing about growth sustainably, and that's why we say that verbatim as a part of the Buy Black Market's intentions, is we actually stifle our growth by not allowing ourselves to do more in the areas where our strengths are, to allow ourselves to do more in the areas where it could allow us to go further, right? It is sometimes very scary to trust to trust yourself to invest in something outside of yourself. And as a black person, I'm gonna speak to us for a minute. As a black person, we've been conditioned to believe that we are our biggest ally, or we are the only person that is willing to do things within our best interest. When in all naturality, if a person gives you a price point for it, for them to have the ability to grow sustainably in that area that they're giving you a price point for, they got to be able to deliver on whatever they're offering to you over and over again, not just one time, right? This is why the test of time proves the sustainability in itself, if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you, put a 5 in the chat. The test of time proves the the test of time proves the sustainability of what somebody has to offer you. So if that makes sense to you, put a 5 in the chat, because I want to make sure I say it in a way where everybody understands exactly what I'm saying. The test of time proves the sustainability of what somebody is offering to you. So if somebody says, I charge $100, hella, when you start to get into high quality shit, $100 is not the price point. I'm just, let me bust that bubble. If somebody says, I charge $1,000 to do website design, well, guess what? In the event they are trash at website design, guess what's going to happen? The only $1,000 they're going to be able to make is going to be yours. But if they actually do very good work, 5 years from now, they may be charging $1,000. They may be charging more. But the fact that they've been able to sustain it Do you understand what I'm saying? Sustain it. Be able to do this, offer this service for 5 years and continue to make money from it means the test of time has proven that what they have the capacity to do is legit. Because nobody's going to be able to sustain something for 5 years in the event they've been trashed from the beginning. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why we talk about that sustainability thing. You meet a lot of people who have gone from this to that to this to that. Like I'm not naming anybody specific, and I can think of a couple of people who have done this. So this is a perfect example. I know somebody that went from like it works to drink to shrink to $5 jewelry to waist training to a diet program to a fitness program to selling, you know, MLM things, right? Like you know them for so many things that are similar but different. And they're constantly changing. Every time you talk to this person got a new thing to put you onto, right? In that moment, it proves that the test of time proves that whatever they're doing is not sustainable because the track record is there. It's like just last week they were able to put you onto this program, and then this week they were able to. And I said specific names. That's not to detest any of those things, but I'm saying like the test of time thing ends up eradicating all of the insecurity you have to feel with trusting somebody to allow for you to grow regarding this area of your business sustainably, right? If I trust you with marketing and you say you can help me get this revenue thing, you can help me generate 5 times my marketing budget. Or if I trust you with, hell, it might just be picking out decent outfits. You might just be a personal stylist, right? If you are a personal stylist, the test of time is going to show the quality of your work. Like if you didn't got me caught in a couple of tabloids, if you didn't had me trashed a number of times on social media or yada yada yada, or if I've been the butt of jokes from your styling, you're not going to be able to sustain me as a client, as a stylist client, right? That test of time thing proves that what you do or don't do works or doesn't work. And so that's where you kind of have to put the weight with the test of time, but then also trust your standards. What do you require? Because a lot of people micromanage people when it comes to the growth sustainably aspect, because a lot of people don't actually have specific concrete standards or expectations or goals that they need to have reflected by who they are now given the responsibility to. What do I mean by that? I mean, prime example, we ordered vendor shirts, correct? We ordered vendor shirts. Everybody's gonna have their dope by Black Market vendor shirt for the Black Market this weekend, right? Okay. Well, we ordered these vendor shirts. These vendor shirts need to be $6. Okay, these vendor shirts need to be $6. I'm trusting you to be able to give me a vendor shirt for $6. Now, in the event every time we discuss price, your price does not align with what we discuss, the test of time is gonna prove that you're not reliable for the best rate, or the test of time is gonna prove that you're not capable of giving me a $6 price point shirt. Yada yada yada. Right? The test of it's gonna prove it because every time I present you with a project, you're sending me a quote. The quote don't align with what I presented you with as a project. That test of time thing eradicates literally 80-90% of your headache. I promise it does, right? If somebody has been doing this for this long and they're still doing this, prime example, our staffing agency. My staffing agency, Shift Performances, has existed since 2013, maybe 2014. 2013, 2014, right? People's People who I was super excited, who I was super animated, who I was super whatever about, that when I first started this thing with several years ago, randomly hit me up now. Hey, do you still have that? Do you still do the staffing thing? Yes, I do. Why do I still do the staffing thing? Because it was sustainable. Because people needed jobs. Because people needed the flexibility to work from home. Because the pandemic happened, and now Everybody was on lockdown, but they couldn't afford to just sacrifice their income because the movie theater was closed, or their bowling alley, or their all the leisure stuff they participated in was closed. They still had those bills that they had to account for it then. And so guess what happened? The volume of people who needed professions that allow for them to work from home, or their kids are now being homeschooled for the whole year, and they're used to making their money outside of the house. They can't afford childcare. Plus, so the transition happens. And so that makes me say, like, that test of time thing literally is the that's how you eradicate most of the issues you're probably going to incur with being able to delegate. Because to be able to grow sustainably requires for you to be able to trust whatever it is that has to do that job in place of you, to be able to do that job at your level or above your level. And typically, to grow, it's going to require it to be above your level. It can't stay at your level. At your level is going to allow for you to kind of plateau. But we're talking about growth sustainably, and that's a completely different ballpark. And that requires having people who are better at doing what you have the ability to do for your company, for your goal, for your desire, for your whatever. Um, so yeah, I'm a. I hope that was clear. I hope that made sense. If that did make sense, and y'all are all with me, put a 0 in the chat. If something that I said did not make sense and y'all are like, what is she talking about? Put a 1 in the chat. If y'all are with me and I'm still making sense to everybody, put a 0 in the chat. If y'all are like, oh, she lost me, put a 0. I mean, put a 1 in the chat, because I want to make sure that that made sense to everybody. Wow, this lasted a good 15 minutes longer than it was supposed to. Um, so yeah. Whew. Awesome. Good, 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 good. Awesome. So I'm super pumped. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. It's been a really long day, and we still got a lot of work to do for the Bad Black market. Um, it has been phenomenal. The Bad Black market is this August 14th and 15th. It's going to be insanely amazing. Make sure to come out and support these businesses. If you have not checked out the event page, we have over 4,500 response 4,000 over 4,500 responses on the event page. If you have not been to the event page, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check that link tree link in our bio. Click on that thing, scroll through a little bit. The event page is going to be there. RSVP on it if you are able to attend. If you're not able to attend, RSVP is not attending, and then invite 5 people to that event page that you know would love to support the Buy Black market. Keep in mind, our vendor raffle allows for people to win the prizes no matter where they are in the US. So it's a perfect way to bring people in fold, make them aware about the Buy Black market and the awesome things it's doing for the Black business community. And then go check out right at the top of that link tree link in the bio. Check out the vendor raffles. I promise you, them things is fire. Um, I'm not gonna turn the cameras around because it look mad crazy in here right now. It looked like the Buy Black market is in 3 days, 4 days, right? But we got the 2 raffle baskets over here. We got the vendor raffle tickets, the red, white, and green vendor raffle tickets. We got literally, y'all, it's so much stuff here. Face mask required signs, um, as well as, right? Face mask required signs, temperature check signs, also some temperature check signs. We got this. Yeah, it's so many boxes in here. It's not funny. We got this, which I'm super, super excited about. It is the clock for Are You Financially Lit? In case y'all can't see it. It's the clock for Are You Financially Lit, because it is a time game. Um, we got the raffle baskets over here. We got the it's a little bit of everything over here right now. We got the new step and repeat. I know y'all see this one behind me. We had another one that we posted in our stories yesterday, or maybe the day before. You will find out when you check in to answer Miss Master question. She said, how do I find out where my table will be? You will find out when you check in Saturday morning. Um, However, I kind of insinuated where your table is already to you, but we'll touch base off camera. Um, Make sure you guys come out. The Buy Black Market Weekend is a free admission event, and it is um, going to be dynamic. We will be maintaining extensive safety protocols. If there was anybody with any type of interest in being a vendor for the Buy Black Market or future ones, parts I recommend showing up to attend, because you can pre-purchase your vendor slots for the December holiday shopping by Black Market. As you guys seen this time, slots fill up, and slots do fill up quick. All Saturday vendor slots filled up 6 weeks before vendor registration even closed, right? And then Sunday, we were at capacity before render registration closed as well. So it has truly been phenomenal. Y'all, it's going to be insane. The holiday shopping one is going to be even more insane. We're going to have bigger booth spaces. We're going to be in a bigger building that can accommodate even more vendors. Um, and we're going to make sure that all that Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, I think Chinese New Year, maybe. I might be wrong with my dates. We're gonna make sure all that money come to us to come back in the Black business community as well, because we got a lot of dope Black businesses. Um, Even in those arenas, this gonna be able to get everybody right for the holiday shopping period, from toys to everything else in between. So yeah, I'm pumped. We are in we're in work overload right now, so truly we hope that this is something that everybody truly appreciates, enjoys, has a good time at. Hot 97.9 will be on site both days, live. They'll 7 in the City, who we love. One of the hosts from Hot 97.9 is a Black owned public radio station. She will be there spotlighting businesses over the course of both event days. So keep a listen out for those. It'll be all different types of businesses being spotlighted. Um, on top of that, it's just so many moving pieces to this, y'all. It's so many moving pieces. Uh, I'm not sure. So Shayna asked, do I have a table or a table and booth that I can fill with more products? I am not sure, Shayna. In the event you are already a confirmed vendor, check search your inbox for BBM vendor confirmation. Find your official vendor confirmation. If you have any add-ons included, it will say it within the first 2 lines of the vendor confirmation. If not, at this point it is not possible to add any add-ons on. Anything that you need, you will have to bring it as a part of your display. um, I'm not going to say this on camera, but Target and Walmart have really great return policies. So that's the summary of that. um yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm super ecstatic. It is a wide variety of businesses under truly a super diverse makeup of industries. So anything that you are looking on, you will probably find it here. Even if you are a business and you feel like, um what could you possibly get out of it? You already, own a lot of products. Well, this is a great networking opportunity. You may be able to find distributors, you may be able to find suppliers, you may be able to find people to get your cost of acquisition down, which will just help with your profit margins. You may be able to find alternative methods to be able to get your product out there. Might be able to find people to provide you with alternative resources, education, opportunities. The radio station, they have an amazing ad program. We got Melanated People Social, which is an all Black social media platform. Their ad pricing is bar none, and their whole platform is Black. So if your targeted demographic is Black, it's going to be super easy to really target market even through that way. We got the Black Mall, which is ultimately a Black Amazon marketplace. You're talking about everything from education to weapons defense to nonprofits to college prep programs to book bag giveaways, clothing, apparel, beauty, nails, skin, wine. Truly, I'm pumped. Y'all have no idea. And then one of the best photographers in the industry will be capturing all of the business vendors during this event weekend. And those photos will start to get in rotation. So make sure you bring your A game. You want to make sure you maximize taking advantage of this branding and marketing opportunity to grow sustainably, to scale intentionally, and to network to increase your net worth. So I love you guys to life. We legit been on the go all day, so we probably got like easily a good 20 emails to respond to, on top of some little small things to get finalized. We shall touch base soon. If you need anything, leave a comment on one of these videos, or DM or email us. We are happy to assist. Mm-mm-mm. Love you guys to life.